Romeo and Juliet is not destroyed by weak love, it is destroyed by bad timing.
Yes. People turn this play into a romance and miss the mechanism. Love matters, but the tragedy works because everything happens too fast, too soon, or just too late.
So the usual reading is too soft.
Much too soft. If you call it a love story and stop there, you miss the structure. Shakespeare builds a plot where nobody gets enough time to think, check, or repair the damage.
Start at the beginning. What does speed change?
Almost everything. Romeo meets Juliet at night. They speak once, and within hours he is under her balcony swearing devotion. The next day they are married. That speed is not background, it is the point.
Because if they had time, the story looks different.
Exactly. Time would let feeling cool down, let plans be tested, let adults intervene before the crisis hardens. Instead, the relationship outruns judgment. The lovers do not build a stable bond. They jump into a secret alliance at full speed.
And the secrecy matters because speed makes secrecy feel necessary.
Right. They have known each other for less than a day, but they are already making irreversible choices. Secret marriage sounds romantic in bad summaries. In the play, it is a rushed decision made under pressure in a violent city.
Then the whole thing gets even tighter with Tybalt.
This is where timing stops being a theme and becomes a machine. Tybalt wants a duel. Romeo has just married Juliet, so he refuses to fight. Mercutio steps in. Mercutio dies. Romeo reacts at once and kills Tybalt. That chain takes minutes.
And each death changes the balance of power.
Yes, Mercutio's death turns wit into bloodshed. Tybalt's death turns a secret marriage into a political crisis. Romeo goes from bridegroom to killer before the marriage has even had time to become real in public.
That is important. The tragedy is not just intense, it is compressed.
Compressed is the word. Events pile up faster than people can respond. The prince banishes Romeo immediately. Juliet is then pushed toward marriage with Paris. She barely has time to process one disaster before the next one arrives.
And that creates the feeling people lazily dump into the word fate.
Yes, but the play does not need foggy talk about destiny. It shows practical failure under extreme time pressure. Orders cross, messages miss. Decisions are made with partial information. That is more concrete and more brutal.
So let's get to the most obvious example, the letter.
Friar Lawrence's plan depends on timing down to the hour. Juliet will take the potion. Romeo must receive the letter explaining the fake death. Then he must return at the right moment. But the letter never reaches him because the messenger is delayed and quarantined.
Which means Romeo gets the wrong message first.
Exactly. Balthasar arrives with the visible fact: Juliet is dead. The corrective message arrives never. That gap is fatal. Romeo acts on incomplete information, and in this play, incomplete information is as deadly as a sword.
And again, he acts fast.
Always fast. He buys poison at once. He rides to Verona at once. He kills Paris at the tomb in another rushed encounter. Then Juliet wakes minutes too late. Not a year too late, not a day too late. Minutes.
That is why timing is structurally central, not just one sad detail near the end.
Yes, the whole play is built on narrowing windows. A meeting happens too soon. A marriage happens too soon. A challenge happens at the wrong moment. A letter arrives too late. A waking happens too late. Timing is not decoration on the tragedy. It is the frame holding it together.
So when people say the lovers were doomed because their love was too pure for the world, that misses the mechanism.
Completely. Their love is real, but reality is not enough. What kills them is a world where decisions outrun knowledge. The play keeps asking one hard question. What happens when life-changing choices are made before anyone can correct them?
And the answer is not poetic. It is mechanical, almost cruelly practical.
Yes. Delay one duel, the plot changes. Deliver one letter, the plot changes. Give the lovers 1 week instead of 1 day, the plot changes. Shakespeare is not asking us to swoon. He is showing how speed turns error into catastrophe.
So the strongest reading is not love versus hate. It is love trapped inside bad timing.
That is the sharper reading. Love starts the movement, but timing controls the outcome. In Romeo and Juliet, feeling matters. The clock matters more.